learners! Welcome to another episode of Sci-Connect. I am Teacher Giselle, your science teacher for today. Are you now ready to learn? Let's start!
This grade 7 biology lesson is about plant cell and animal cell. And this specific video lesson that we are going to discuss is about the parts of the microscope and their functions. The most essential competency in this video lesson are as follows. 1. Identify parts of the microscope and their functions. 2. Focus specimens using the compound microscope. What are expected of you to learn in this module? Our target objective for this video lesson is to identify the parts of the microscope and their functions. Now we have here our key question. Number 1. What are the parts of the microscope and how does each part function? Number 2. How do you use the microscope? Now we have here our pre-assessment. Let us try this pre-assessment for us to find out how much we know about the compound microscope. Directions. Identify what is asked or described in each item. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. Which two parts of the light microscope magnify the image of an object? A. Eyepiece and mirror. B. Objectives and mirrors. C. Eyepiece and objectives. D. Objectives and diaphragm. Number 2. Which part of the microscope moves the body tube and objectives? A. Body tube. B. Eyepiece lens. C. Revolving nosepiece. D. Coarse adjustment knob. Number 3. What part connects the eyepiece to the objective lenses? A. Arm. B. Base. C. Body tube. D. Eyepiece lens. Number 4. What do you call the flat surface on which you keep the specimen to be observed? A. Arm. B. Mirror. C. Stage. D. Stage clips. Number 5. What part of the microscope controls the amount of light that reaches the specimen? A. Condenser. B. Diaphragm. C. Eyepiece lens. D. Mirror. How did you find out the pre-assessment? Did you find the quiz difficult? Do not worry, you will learn more along the way, so let us get going. Now, for the unlocking of difficult words that you are going to encounter in this lesson, we have here the word bank. You can pause this video for a while to carefully read the different words. We have here compound microscope, light compound microscope, microscope, magnification, and resolution. How did the microscope come about? The microscope is one of the oldest scientific tools that is still in common use today. It became an indispensable tool in scientific research in the 19th and 20th century. The microscope was invented by Zacharias Janssen, a Dutch, in 1590. But it was his countryman Anton van Leeuwenhoek who got better results with a powerful single-lens magnifier that he himself made. This is an example of Leeuwenhoek microscope. In biology, microscopes are used to study organisms and their vital processes. Microscopes used in this field are called biological microscopes. This ranges from very simple optical microscope to a very advanced electron microscope. The microscopes in use today are quite different from Leeuwenhoek single-lens magnifier. The most common type found in biology classrooms is the light compound microscope. The light compound microscope is also called compound microscope because it uses two lenses to magnify objects. Compound microscopes have low depth perception but have high resolution and magnification. The parts of the compound microscope can be categorized into mechanical parts and optical parts. The mechanical parts includes the following: the foot or base, diaphragm, arm, revolving nosepiece, stage, inclination joint, stage clips, body tube, fine adjustment knob, and the coarse adjustment knob. While the optical parts of the compound microscope are as follows: eyepiece lens or ocular, mirror, and objective lens. Let's start with the mechanical parts of a compound microscope. The first part is the foot or base. It is a U-shaped structure and supports the entire weight of the compound microscope. The next part is the arm. The entire microscope is handled by a strong and curved structure known as the arm. The stage. The flat and rectangular plate that is connected to the arm's lower end is called the stage. The specimen is placed on the stage for studying and examining the various features. The center of the stage has a hole through which light can pass. Stage clip. The upper part of the stage is connected to two clips. The slide can be held in its position with the help of the clips. Fine adjustment knob. It is the smaller knob in which used for sharp and fine focusing of the object. For accurate and sharp focusing, this knob can be used. Coarse adjustment knob. It is a large knob that is used for moving the body tube down and up for bringing the object to be examined under exact focus. Diaphragm. The diaphragm is fastened below the stage. It controls and adjusts the intensity of light that passes into the microscope. The diaphragm can be of two types. It can be a disc diaphragm or an iris diaphragm. Revolving nosepiece. The nosepiece is circular and a rotating metal part that is connected to the body tube's lower end. The nosepiece has three holes wherein the objective lenses are embedded. Inclination joint. It is a joint wherein the arm is fastened to the compound microscope's pillar. The microscope can be tilted using the inclination joint. Body tube. The upper part of the arm of the microscope comprises a hollow and tubular structure known as the body tube. The body tube can be shifted down and up using the adjustment knobs. Next is the optical parts of the compound microscope. The first part is the eyepiece lens. At the top of the body tube, a lens is planted, which is known as the eyepiece. On the rim of the eyepiece, there are certain markings such as 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, etc., which indicates the magnification power of the compound microscope. The object's magnified image can be observed with the help of the eyepiece. Mirror. A mirror is found attached either to the pillar or the lower end of the arm. It consists of a concave mirror on one side and a plane mirror on the other side. It can be used for reflection of light rays into the microscope. Objective lenses. At the bottom of the body tube, there are two objective lenses which are connected to the revolving nosepiece. The two objective lenses are as follows: the high-power objective, which can magnify up to 45 times, and the low-power objective that can magnify up to 10 times. Now let's take a closer look on the picture that has the complete parts of a compound microscope. Let's try this. Label the parts of the compound microscope and write their functions. You can do this activity for 5 minutes. You may use your activity notebooks or any kind of paper to write your answers. And to learn more on how to use the compound microscope, we have a video from YouTube. You can grab your ballpen and notebook to take down some important details about it. You can also copy the links projected on your screen for future reference. We have here some precautions that we should keep in mind when using the compound microscope. 1. The objective lenses and eyepieces should be cleaned with the help of seal cloth and cleaning liquid before using it. 2. The microscope should not be tilted when working or using it. 3. When an object needs to be studied, focus on low power objective first and then move to high power. 4. The lower power needs to be left in place after all observations are completed. 5. When focusing, care needs to be taken to ensure that the objective lens never strikes the stage or the slide. 6. Only the fine adjustment knob should be used when the high-power objective is employed. 7. Cover slip should always be used to cover well-mount preparations before observation under the microscope is made. 8. Do not dismantle the microscope. 9. When carrying the microscope, always use both hands. 10. Try to place it in a box after using the microscope. 11. The concave part of the mirror should be used under dim light. Congratulations, learners! You have finished the discussion. We are now down on the reflection part. And I want you to complete the following sentence prompts. I have learned that. I wish to ask my teacher about. You can write your answers in your activity notebook. And now we are on the last part of our lesson. We are going to have the assessment for us to find out how much we have learned the microscope and its function. Directions. Identify what is asked or described in each item. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. Which two parts of the light microscope magnify the image of an object? A. Eyepiece and mirror. B. Objectives and mirror. C. Eyepiece and objectives. D. Objectives and diaphragm. Number 2. What do you call the flat surface on which you keep the specimen to be observed? A. Arm. B. Mirror. C. Stage. D. Stage clips. Number 3. What part of the microscope controls the amount of light that reaches the specimen? A. Condenser. B. Diaphragm. C. Eyepiece lens. D. Mirror. Number 4. Which part of the microscope moves the body tube and objectives? A. Body tube. B. Eyepiece lens. C. Revolving nose piece. D. Force adjustment knob. Number 5. What part connects the eyepiece to the objective lenses? A. Arm. B. Base. C. Body tube. D. Eyepiece lens. Well done on your new learnings! I hope you have appreciated more the topic about microscope. Congratulations, learners, for finishing the video lesson. I hope you enjoyed learning with me today. Remember, learning is fun with Sci-Connect.